where you put this, got it, Tina. You put something like this in your body, it's literally going to do what it says on the package. It's going to nourish you from the cellular level up. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about how it's going to do that and why it's going to do that. And let me just preface by saying it tastes like chocolate, people. So this goodness, and it tastes like chocolate. Like it's like Jesus made it himself for us. Okay. So this is the ultimate whole food multivitamin. So, and not all vitamins are created equal. You can go down the aisles at Walmart or Target and pick up a vitamin. You will see dyes in it. You will see, corn syrup, all kinds of additives and preservatives and gummies covered in sugar. You're not going to find that in this product. This is a whole food multivitamin, and it is comprised of organic veggies, fruits, herbs, and of course sprouts. And it's perfect for kids that, ranging from, I would say, a year all the way up to granny who's 105. Okay. So each scoop of this, each teaspoon of this has the ORAC value equivalent to about 7 fruits and veggies. So I tell my clients, a lot of my clients, they only eat maybe, if I'm lucky, 1 to 2 servings of fruits and veggies per day. So if I can get something like this into them, I know that I'm nourishing their body, right? And why it's so important. These ingredients are blended. They're never heated. So going back to the vitamins that line the shelves of Walmart, they are highly processed, heavily processed. These ingredients are very gently blended. They're never heated, and they're always free of artificial colors, flavorings, sugars, additives, anything synthetic or anything like that. So you're getting complete nutrition, the best ingredients, and they're all organic. And so like I said, 1 single scoop of this delivers that amazing green nutrition that helps you get your daily recommended allowances of all of those fruits and veggies that we should be eating, normally, right? So also, what I love about this is, and I know Michelle Marie talks about this a lot, she has the Mthfr gene. If you don't know what that is, Google it. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I too have the Mthfr gene. So does about 70% of the population. My girls, I have 4 girls. All of my girls have it. My second daughter had a child with spina bifida, which is a neurotube defect. So she cannot break down folic acid. Us with the Mthfr gene, we cannot break down folic acid, which is the synthetic form of folate. And why I'm telling you this is because Nourish has the natural form, which folate, in 100% of our daily allowance. So my second daughter with the child, she has the son with spina bifida. She's pregnant again, and this is her multivitamin, or her prenatal vitamin, because it has that folate that she needs in it. So it really has, and you can look down through here, it has, if you have the package or you can look online, it has 100% daily allowance for things like vitamin A, all of the B's like B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, B12, all of the vitamin C, E, the K, the folate, the calcium, iron, selenium, sodium, potassium, magnesium, zinc, and the omegas 3, 6, 7, and 9. So this is packed, and it, not to mention, it has that dense sprouts, the nutrition from sprouts in it. So it is perfect for any age. You're going to love it. How I take it 3 ways. So I'll either put it in a little bit of almond milk and heat it up and blend and froth it for like an afternoon treat, like an afternoon cup of hot chocolate. I add it to unsweetened applesauce. I mix it up and I take it that way. Or I make little, I call them like not, I don't put protein in them, but they're like little energy balls. So you could do a little bit of like almond butter, some gluten-free oats, even if, you know, you do some, a little bit of chocolate chips, organic chocolate chips, and you put a scoop of this Nourish and you mix it all up and you make a little ball and you eat it. It's an afternoon treat and you're getting all of this goodness from your Nourish. So 1 teaspoon a day is all you need. Okay. By the way, you can give this to your pets too. I have an English Mastiff. He's about 200 pounds and he limps a lot. And so he has an issue with his antenatal process in his elbow. So I give him a scoop of this in the morning. So you can do that as well. So give it to your pets. I know we're crazy about our pets. So this really is going to help you too with your immune system. So kiddos going back to school, if you're a teacher, if you're a nurse, anybody in the medical community, anybody really, it's going to give you good, solid mental clarity, physical energy. And by the way, for all of my peeps with allergies, this is a great allergy support. It decreases the inflammation in your body. So it's going to help with the misalignment of your nose and nasal pathways and lungs and things like that. And it's pH balanced. So it's rich in those alkaline forming foods. And so it's really just an overall goodness. So think about it. If, you know, think of your body as a Maserati. You know, you wouldn't want to put sugar in the gas tank of your Maserati. You want to put the good stuff in it. So that's about all I have for Nourish, Tina, unless you guys have any questions. I can't hear you.
Oh, you know what, Nicole?
You're muted.
There we go. Okay.
Nicole, I do want to ask you a question because we are going back to school, and here in Canada, a lot of kids have food allergies. Is this a safe alternative with allergens that we don't have to worry about our kids taking it? Like, you know, bringing it in their lunch kits because somebody else is allergic to something in it? I mean,
the things like peanuts, the typical things that people are allergic to. No, there's nothing like that in it. And I wanted to mention too, really quick, when it says on here that it has vitamin C, it's very important to understand that this has God's vitamin C, what God created for us to consume, and that's the camu. So that is when it's not ascorbic acid, it's not, you know, something synthetic that's man-made. This is the purest form of the vitamins that we are getting in this product. So I just wanted to mention that as well. I almost forgot that. God's food. That's right, Landy. God's food. Yep, for sure.
God's food. Absolutely. Alexandria does a fantastic job in her formulations. Everything seems so precise. The quantities, the diversification of the different plants and herbs and essential oils and things that are in there. So I'm going to turn this over now to Cheryl Prince. She is a holistic nutritionalist and a wellness advocate out of California. Canada has stripped the naturopaths of their titles, but let me tell you, this woman has been in the natural body support, immune health industry for over 20 years, I believe. So Cheryl, if you could go ahead and unmute, I'm going to have you take it away with Kids Try Remedy, the essential oil that was formulated by our exclusive and world-known Alexandria Brighton.
Thanks, Tina. I do want to correct, a lot of us, I was a nurse, not a naturopath, so I just really want to correct that to make sure, because I didn't do those 8 years of it. But from nursing, I realized that there was a lot of problems and, you know, nobody taking responsibility of health. And I went into holistic nutrition and I taught brain health. And we all know brain health, allergies, colds, all this kind of stuff is going to affect the entire body. And I was really excited to find this line of products. I'm a Puritan in a way because I do have brain injury. So I have to be very cautious about what I take because it affects me very quickly. And so any neurotoxin is going to throw me out. And when I was introduced to this line, I'm like, wow, I can take it all. So I can happily come in here, although I'm not as educated in the products as everybody else on the team, tell you that when I looked at it, it was amazing. And one of the things I loved about the oils and not knowing anything about oils, I realized that cold pressed oils didn't bring what's it called? The free radicals into the body, like when we have hot pressed oils. So this was something that really intrigued me because it kept the integrity of the properties of the plants or the adaptogens that would help our body adjust to what's going on. So going into that, we're talking about going back to school. And it doesn't really matter if you're going back to school, if your kids are going back to school, or if your grandchildren have just gone back to school. We know that they're going to come in with some kind of cold or flu or some kind of thing from being in a classroom that doesn't have the air. They're maybe, excited, a little bit of stress that's going on in their life. We need to be able to support that. And I was really excited when I got to learn about the Tri Remedy because it's not just about having a cold, it's about what leads up to it. And one of the products that we have in here is called Lavender. And lavender is a calming herb adaptogen plant that makes your body just kind of relax. It's what we call almost a mild analgesic. So it lets the muscles relax. It lets everything do what it needs to do. And when our kids are relaxed, their immune system is fitting in a lot better situation. Dogs too, pets, like they're caught my eye there for a second. And then there's this product that I never knew about, and it's called Ravensara, and it comes out of Madagascar. And one of the things I learned in nutritional schooling is the smaller the plant, the more isolated it's growing, the more powerful the kick it gives us when it comes to a healing property. So therefore, we don't need a lot of it. We just need some of it. And what I liked about it, it's that it just helps with anything that has to do with viral. And the thing that got me was the influenza and the shingles, which is actually related to the chicken pox. So again, kids and chicken pox are all kind of in that area, but it helps with stress, again, calms the nerves, promotes better sleep, and helps with muscular aches and pains. And, some of the things that people see and hear about when their kids go to school is tummy cramps, or maybe, oh, my knees hurt. Well, these are signs that maybe it's a little bit stressful. So this oil actually helps our kids manage stress quite a bit better. And then we have the things that actually help with the cold in the pulmonary area, the lungs, the breathing, and rosemary. And this particular type of rosemary helps more so with the nervous component. So again, stress related asthma that kicks in. And these can then help damage the child's ability to be able to get the oxygen, to be able to get the nutrients in their body. So it helps the emotional component of asthma calm down. And then we have Eucalyptus radiata, and it's in a powerful expectorant. And that expectorant actually means is it breaks everything up in the lungs so they can cough it out. And as in my background being in nursing and surgical, we used to always say better out than in. So we want people to cough this stuff out. So this just breaks it all up so that that happens. So I'm really excited to think that this needs to be in everybody's toolkit. And the beauty thing about this is you can just put it on their feet at the beginning of their day, under their socks, send them off to school, let them have their day. And then when they come home and get ready for bed and you're deep stressing from the day, you put it on and they'll have a beautiful sleep too. So it's like a real bonus. Thanks. That's about all I got to say about that one.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I'm going to turn it back over to Nicole again because we're going to bust into our minerals. We've got about 10 minutes left. We do not want to impoach on Marcus's call. Actually, we got about 15 minutes left. So we're doing really good on time. Cheryl, thank you so much. That training was amazing. Nicole, we're going to roll into zinc and silver next, but there's something that I didn't realize before joining HBN. There's a huge difference in absorbency, and if you wouldn't mind unmuting and speaking on that again, or speaking on that, I would truly appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, Cheryl. I too have a TBI, so we'll have to connect and talk about our brain injuries now that we're brain injury sisters. So thank you. And by the way, I went to New York City a week and a half ago, and I put the Tri-Remedy on my feet. I put it on everybody's feet before we went, just to, for that extra added, benefit. So you can use it on everybody all the time. So thank you for that info. It was really great. So Anstrom versus colloidal, that's the big thing. And honestly, I like analogies. So I'm just going to give you an analogy of how I kind of think of this, is because this is how my brain works. So let's think of Anstrom as a jet. Okay. Like it's super fast. It'll get there super fast, but colloidal is like a 2-seater Piper Cub plane, because that's what my brother flies. Okay. So it's going to get there, but it's going to get there slower. Okay. So when we're looking to absorb our minerals faster, one of the factors we should consider is the particle size of the minerals that we're ingesting, right? So obviously, the smaller the particle, the faster it can be absorbed. So if we were swallowing gumballs, colloidal, or we were swallowing sand, Anstrom, how many more could you get when you swallow Anstrom versus colloidal if colloidal were gumballs, right? So think of it that way. So, Anstrom minerals are composed of the smallest possible particles in a mineral supplement. So the term Anstrom actually is a unit of measurement equaling 1/10 billionth of a meter. So it's so small that it can't even be seen by the human eye. So we're piling all of that goodness in those tiny particles. And that is why Anstrom is so much faster, because it delivers faster straight into our cells as opposed to the colloidal. And if you do not partake in our Anstrom minerals, I suggest you go buy them all tonight. Like all of them, just do it. They're really incredible. The silver, I only have one daughter left. She's 16, but I hit her up with some silver every morning under her tongue before she goes to school, before she hits the petri dish of school, because they're all petri dishes. So it is just these minerals I've been in the body. So these Anstrom minerals actually help to remove the calcification, which, guess what, can help prevent disease. And that's what we're all doing. So that's all I got for that, Tina.
That is awesome. Thank you. I was blown away. Like everybody talks about the colloidal silver or, colloidal this, whatever. And it's like, oh my gosh, can you get any better with our products? So I'm going to turn it back now to Miss Cheryl, and she's going to talk about the final 2 essential elements that you are going to want for your back to school kit. And there we go.
There I am. I'm going to keep this really, really quick in case somebody wants to ask a quick question when we're finished here. But I was blown away too, because I did not know this. And even though I'm always preaching about when I was teaching, the various minerals we needed, I'm like, how come I didn't know this? And that's what I love about this company is I'm finding out I get to learn things all the time. So I'm really excited. Thank you, Nicole. That was amazing. The silver, we talk about that. It is a natural antibiotic. But what I love about this one type of antibiotic, it kills the bad bacteria, not the good bacteria. And, when I used to nurse, we would give people bad bacteria, or we would give them an antibiotic that would strip everything from their body. And we never told them that we needed to put anything back in, because that was just one extra step that we needed to do. So I love the fact that even if we forget to tell them to put something back in, like a probiotic to get the bacteria microbiome in, this stuff doesn't even touch it. So this is an absolute must for everybody who is going into a sore throat, a sniffle, anything. Silver is a natural, beautiful antibiotic. Now, I used to have my kids on garlic. They're not too popular sitting beside their friends in grade 2. People might swimmish off. That's a good one too, but that would be a nighttime kind of supplement that would definitely benefit with this as well. But I'm going to just briefly touch base on the zinc, because for me, that is one of the most important elements in the body. And zinc is a natural immune boosting element, and it does it in so many various ways. But the one thing we have to realize, that without zinc, there wouldn't even be life. It is the reason we got the spark to be able to get life there, the egg, the sperm connecting together. Zinc is made with every biological connection we make in our body. And Nicole has touched briefly on this, the MTHFR enzyme that we're lacking, or the inability to utilize our B vitamins correctly. B vitamins and zinc is what makes our bio-neural connections. So if we're not getting them, we may not be able to build dopamine or serotonin or some of the other happy minerals. And we utilize it very quickly because we don't store it as well as we store other minerals like calcium. So I call zinc an essential mineral. And an essential mineral means we have to take it daily. It's essential we take it. But, Tina and I were laughing about this because I'm not sure, though we don't store it very well, because men reproduce and their semen requires a fair amount of zinc. If they ejaculate, they lose what little storage they have of zinc, and then they're losing the ability to manage their immune system and stress the same way. So, I'm always saying, give those boys especially that extra dose of zinc, and just know they're deficient, and all of us are deficient in it. That's about all I have to say about that one now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We are about done with this call. We're doing great on time each week. Ladies, I cannot thank you enough for your information, your knowledge, your dedication to hop on these calls and provide the rest of us with information, and to teach us on these calls so that we can be better ambassadors for this pure product line that we have. The Detox Divas have a couple challenges coming up. August 1st, we start our 7-day Jumpstart Challenge, where we'll be using Vitality every day. We'll be using Slimmer Oil and Slimmer Max. So if you want information on that, please reach out to whoever invited you. We are on our 3rd round of our Parasite Cleanse, which will take place over the full moon in August. If you have not done a full moon Parasite Cleanse, please ask whoever invited you to this call for a prior recording on that. Why doing a full moon Parasite Cleanse is important, and why 98% of the people on this call have parasites if they're not doing a cleanse. And then, of course, our back to school wellness essentials. We will be promoting this pack through mid-September because that is kind of the peak of when the illnesses spike and they get passed around and passed around. There was some chats going on in the chat room, and I was a daycare provider for 16 years, and I could always tell the first couple of weeks of summer, the first month or two of school getting back into session. Summer was easier because we were able to get outside more. Fall can get a little chilly, but we always had a sickness that went through constantly. I got sick. And if I got sick, like I called in sick 10 times in 16 years, maybe. So I, did a lot to keep myself healthy, but the kids would get sick, then their siblings would get sick, and then the parents would get sick. And if the kids got sick, the parents had to miss work. And then if the parents got sick, they had to miss work. So this is a way for us to be able to provide that boost to our immune system. And let's try to see how well our network does by getting on these pure products. The next screen here, starting in about 5 minutes, Coach Marcus, who's always a valued guest on the calls. Coach Marcus is one of the top leaders in the company. So I always feel flattered when he gets on these calls with us. He's an amazing servant leader. He's going to be doing a business opportunity call here in about 5 minutes. It's oneteam1dreamhangout.com, passcode one team. Let your people know, whoever invited you, if this is something that you want to check out, and go ahead and hop on and then give them some feedback afterwards if you don't have time to connect with them beforehand. So with that, we want to thank you so much for your time tonight. It's very valuable and we appreciate you getting on. And we'll see you next Thursday with another amazing call. I am not sure what that is going to be, but I am going to go ahead and end this meeting. Love you guys so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being a part of this. And I'll get the recordings up in the groups real shortly. Bye-bye.